American Airlines, the largest airline in the world, is committed to recruiting military veterans and bringing them into the fold as part of their family. In addition to hiring initiatives, they have a history of honoring those who have sacrificed on behalf of their country. This includes honor flights, which fly veterans to Washington, D.C. to see monuments that stand in their honor.
It's early morning at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, and Captain Kathy Durst has arrived to prepare for another day of work as an international flight pilot for American Airlines.
I love my job. Right now I'm flying the line. I've had an opportunity to do a number of things with American, but the thing that I love about flying is it's a hobby, you know. If you can turn what you love into a career, then you never work a day in your life. I love that American has a very diverse work group, so I get to work with a lot of different people from all walks of life. It's very interesting.
In fact, inclusion and diversity is the reason why Kathy decided to join American Airlines over 30 years ago. At her home in Dallas, Kathy and her spouse, Sherry, are both from military families and share the same love for flying and sharing time with friends. Kathy graduated from the Air Force Academy and served as a T-38 flight instructor in the 1980s.
Finished in the top 10% of my class, so I came right back as an instructor to fly that 38 because I wanted to fly a fighter type aircraft. And as a woman back then in the early 80s, it was the only fighter type aircraft that I could fly. So instructed all the men to go fly the fighters that I wanted to fly at the time. After 7 years, realizing that I was a lesbian and couldn't risk getting kicked out of the military back then, it was long before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, so I couldn't possibly go 19 years and then get kicked out with a dishonorable discharge. So unfortunately, I do regret having to get out of the military, but I did, but it's been great. I've had a fantastic career at American Airlines. I saw immediately at American Airlines that they had a diversified group even back in the late 80s. Not just with the LGBT, which is near and dear to my heart, but women, whatever you are, American is very interested, knowing that a diversified group's going to be a better resource for their company.
As the largest airline in the world, American Airlines is always seeking candidates for its workforce. And inclusion and diversity is at the forefront of everything it does.
Diversity and inclusion is incredibly important to American Airlines. We believe that we need to bring together individuals with diversity of thought as well as diversity of backgrounds in order to provide a customer experience that is relevant to the customers we serve.
So a candidate like Kathy, who also brought a vast background of military experience and flying skills to the airline, was a valuable addition to American.
Here at American, we hire over 10,000 people annually, and we look for individuals that are leaders. We find that members of the military community exemplify the leadership skills that we are looking for here at American. So when we look to source great talent, we find that military members as well as veterans are a great source for candidates.
Veterans like Randy Stillinger, a lieutenant colonel in the Texas Army National Guard with vast leadership experience in the military.
So I currently have over 24 years of military service, both full-time and part-time. I started out my career flying helicopters. I flew AH-64 Apache helicopters, then I transitioned to UH-60 Black Hawk helicopters. I deployed 3 times in that capacity to Bosnia, a combat deployment to Iraq, and another deployment to Kuwait and the Persian Gulf region.
Today, Randy is in charge of military and veteran programs at American Airlines, which has a long history of honoring those whose sacrifices have given us the freedom to fly. This includes honor flights for veterans, as well as the Skyball, Soaring Valor, and the Snowball Express, annual charitable events that help military members and the families of fallen heroes.
What's great about this position here at American Airlines, I'm now responsible for American Airlines' role in Snowball Express. And this past December, we took 15 airplanes, flew them around the country to about 35 locations, picked up 1,700 children and widows of those who died in service to our country. We brought them to Disney World for 4 days, all expenses paid. It's one of the great things we do in conjunction with our support for the Gary Sinise Foundation.
American Airlines is looking for the right people for leadership, and there's no greater supplier of qualified individuals than our brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces. For more information on American Airlines and potential employment opportunities, please visit their website at jobs.aa.com.